Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl Podcast, the podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. Imagine having the courage to reinvent your life financially, professionally, personally, and spiritually. Join Cheryl and guests as they share practical tips and resources to inspire you to achieve the lifestyle of your dreams. So grab your favorite mug. It's time for Coffee with Cheryl.
Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024. I am so excited that you join me on this beautiful day, the first day in January 2024. I am excited to see the new year. 2023 has brought so many different obstacles and wonders and great things. It was a year full of so many different emotions and uh, experiences. And I am so happy to have gone through 2023 and now able to see 2024. I am your host, Cheryl Garrison. I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a coach. I am passionate about everything that has to do with women over 50. And I am so glad that you joined me this January 1st, 2024. Happy New Year. I want to spend today's podcast recapping 2023. As I said, it was a different kind of year. There were so many things that happened in my life and that happened in the life of 50 something lifestyle. For me personally, I have gone through a surgery, knee replacement surgery, and I'm on the way to getting through that surgery and getting back to my normal self. And through that, some really exciting things happened, and I'll share them with you as we recap 2023. Now, all of us have had some ups and some downs this last year. And with those downs, we know we just had to pray our way through them. And we know that God has been with us to help us get through. But today I want to concentrate on some of the highs that happen in 50 something lifestyle and becoming 50 something publications in 2023. First, I want to start with this podcast. This was our second year as Coffee with Cheryl podcast. And we had some exciting guests and we did some exciting series. Two of them were the author series where we interviewed authors and our entrepreneur series where we interviewed successful entrepreneurs over 50. And so we will talk about the Coffee with Cheryl podcast. I think one of our most notable quotes in terms of our author series was, and I love to read them, if you have a story to tell, don't leave that story in the graveyard. Share it with the world. And that's what we've been about this year, storytelling and being blessing to someone through our written word. And I have helped multiple women publish books. I believe we published 8 or 9 books this year. And if you understand publishing, that's a pretty big feat to have been able to get those books out this year. But if you have a story to tell, why keep it hidden? Why take it with you when you leave this earth? Leave it for someone to cherish and hold on to beyond this day. So share it with the world. And one of our series, I think one of the biggest gems from one of our series is especially the author series. People write books to help, persuade, entertain, inspire, inform, and to teach. So think of those things. If you have a story to inspire, share that story. And this next year, we'll be doing our book four in our Becoming 50 Something series. So think about if you want to be a part of that collaboration project and share your story in our book four of the best selling Becoming 50 Something series of stories by women over 50. So let's talk about 2023 in our podcast. We did our author series where we interviewed authors, and two of those authors, one, Michelle Summerall, who is the author of Scattered, A Caregiver's Journey Through Dementia and Alzheimer's. She was on our podcast and talked about the experience of writing that book. And then she appeared again to talk about the experience of a new book that she will be bringing out this year, 2024, called The Bully, and the Bystander. And it's a book for teens on the a very troubling thing called bullying, which many of our teens are experiencing. And it's leading some of them to take their own lives because they don't see a way out. So look forward to seeing her book, even though it's for teens. I think it is anyone can learn something about how to treat others through the bully, and the bystander by Michelle Summerall, who is the CEO of Total Life Coaching. And she is also a person, if you're looking for some life coaching, you want to get in touch with Michelle. And through all of our people we'll talk about today, you can reach them at their various websites or on Facebook by searching for their names. But Michelle Summerall, Total Life Coaching, and the author of Scattered, A Caregiver's Journey Through Dementia and Alzheimer's, and the upcoming book, The Bully, and the Bystander. We also interviewed Valerie Beckham, who is the author of It's Really All About Me. And it's a book about relationships, and she published that book in 2023. So check out my website, 50somethinglifestyle.com, and look at, and under our book publishing, you can go and see those books that these two ladies have published. The other notable series that we did on the podcast was the Entrepreneur Series, where we interviewed women over 50 who are in business and who shared their experience as an entrepreneur. And I'm going to just go through briefly who those ladies were. Teresa Williams was one of our first. She's the CEO of Some Foods, which is a company that produces sugar-free sweeteners so that you can have a healthier lifestyle and also enjoy foods that if you want them to be sweet, your cakes and your pies and your coffees and things like that. But her sweeteners are sugar-free and they are absolutely good for you. So that's Teresa Williams of Some Foods. We also interviewed Angela Brooks, who is the CEO of Angie's Angels Home Health Care company, and she is located here in Phoenix. She provides home health care services for people in need, and she has also expanded to some cities outside of Phoenix. So check out Angie's Angels by going to her website as well. We interviewed Sabine Mann, who I call Beanie. She is the CEO of Matters of Perspective, and she empowers us to live what I call our best life through just finding happiness and gratitude in life. And she also is one of the founders of an ambassador for the Napoleon Hill Institute. And if you know anything about Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, her coaching is based on those philosophies. So that is Beanie or Sabina Mann. She has published 4 books. She's an author of 4 books. So check out Sabina on happinessmatters.com. We interviewed Dr. Keisha Tate, who is a naturopathic doctor, and she also is a cancer care specialist, an author, a curator on the retreat on the waters or revival on the waters retreats, and the shero of doctors and health. And she has was a part of one of our Becoming 50 Something series. She is passionate about women's health and about survival through the devastating disease of cancer. So that's Dr. Keisha Tate. Check her out online. We interviewed Adora Griffin, who is the owner of Aroda Muse Entertainment and Publishing. She is also the author of Finally Spoken, uh, Creative Voice, Loud and Proud. And she talked to us about using our talents in every way. She's a singer, she's a writer. She believes in using your creative forces to live a more full and healthy life. She shared with us some of her health tips. So if you want to go back and look at our Coffee with Cheryl podcast and get some of these ladies and listen to what they had to say, I welcome you to do that as well. And then we interviewed Pam Smith, who is the CEO of Pam Has Favor. She's a life coach, she's an author. She wrote the book Harvesting Your Pearls, which is about finding those things in our lives to make us live a better life as women. She's a speaker, she's a motivator. Check out our interview with Pam on the Coffee with Cheryl podcast. So we did a lot in our podcast, and you can find those on YouTube, Coffee with Cheryl. Just uh, search for Coffee with Cheryl and look at all of the different episodes from 2023 and meet some of these ladies. You can also find us on Buzzsprout and on Apple iTunes. So I am our Apple podcast. So I'm really excited about what we did, and we have some great things coming in 2024 on the podcast. So stay tuned for meeting some new ladies, and we're going to talk a lot about. I just heard a sermon from my pastor, taking the limits off. We're going to talk about taking the limits off of ourselves in 2024 and truly living our best life. So watch out for the Coffee with Cheryl podcast in 2024. We also did some things in the Becoming 50 something publications. I believe there were 9 books that were published. One of the books is that will be coming out in January is my first fiction novel, Legacy. And some of you have heard about that. I've been talking about it. I'm so excited to share that with the world. And we will be talking about the rollout at the end of January, January 30th. And right after that, we'll be having a local launch party. So those of you who are local will be getting information on that. We also are finishing publishing a book, The 99 Author Project with Janine Bolon, and it's about making yourself profitable as an author. And speaking of that, I was able to be a speaker on the Authorpreneur Summit that Janine held in September. So it was an exciting year in 2023 in the 50 something lifestyle family. We had women joining our 50 something women's network. Um, I believe I think we were up to like 60 something women who joined this year. And we're looking to expand that in 2024. And we're also going to offer more workshops. I did workshops on becoming a writer and getting your book published, workshops on how to market your book once you become an author, and also the business masterminds. We're going to have a couple of those for those of you who are aspiring entrepreneurs getting ready to start a business or build your business. You will be able to take advantage of one of those masterminds. I believe I'll do two of them this year. So we did a lot in 2023, and we're looking forward to sharing with women over 50 in 2024. So if you are just living your life and just sort of going through the rote, not really thinking about what you can do to really add some value and living your passion and living your purpose, start today creating a plan for 2024 that's going to get you either to publish that book you've been thinking about, start that business you've thought about, change your work. If you're in a job you hate, look for a new job, go back to school and get some schooling, start doing a marathon, get yourself in a position to do marathons or anything that gets you moving. Just think about the ways that you can live your best life in 2024 because no day is promised to us. And the fact that we are sitting here in 2024 at the beginning with God has blessed us to be here. Let's think about how we can look forward to making this the best year ever in our lives. And I thank you for supporting the Coffee with Cheryl podcast, supporting the 50 something women's network online group, and for 50 something lifestyle. Those of you who are just part of our family. I appreciate your support. I appreciate the things that you bring to us, share with us, continue to share. Those of you who haven't shared, start sharing in the group and letting us know how you can help us through a situation we didn't know that you had a solution. Share your solutions so that we can know and be within our network of women to help each other live our best life in 2024. Have a wonderful New Year's Day, and I look forward to sharing with you in 2024.